So more Aaron Black players have taken to using low Peacemaker as a custom move in their variations, and to be honest, low Peacemaker is a very interesting move just because in my opinion there's loads of different ways you can actually go about using it. However, for the most part, what a lot of Aaron Black players will do is use low Peacemaker to turn Aaron Black into an absolute mixing machine, because if you think about it, back 222 has got two overheads in it, 2-1-2-1-2 has two overheads in it. You can basically use it to mix your opponent, and if your opponent doesn't know how to deal with it, they'll get freaking slaughtered. So let's talk about how you actually go about dealing with low Peacemaker. So I've talked about this briefly in my up Peacemaker gimmick video I made, so let's go over back to. So that's the full string. So one thing you need to do, if you haven't already, because if you've played this game for a significant amount of time, you'll already be used to this by now, is just be used to the back 2-2-2 timing. So dun 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 boom. Because the thing is with low Peacemaker, it's 20 frames on startup, so it's pretty freaking slow for a low. That's one thing we need to kind of just understand. Not to mention, it's easy to tell when he's going for it because he's backing up. So let's say if he tries to pull a fast one, back to bang, right? First of all, I've got time to react just because, okay, where's the second overhead? Oh, it's not there, right? So I can just go low and block it. Not to mention, if he's going for back 2-2-2, he's going to be in my face the entire time. I forgot to low guard. Right, he's going to be in my face, but if he goes for low Peacemaker, he's not in my face because he's clearly backing up. So if I random hit and play back this, dun, dun, dun. See? That was still pretty late and I still blocked it. So that's basically how you block it. When Aaron Black starts throwing the timing off by doing things like this, it can get a bit, it can get a bit annoying. So I've basically got low Peacemaker set to play from every conceivable cancelable point in the string, right? So he's not in my face. That's the full thing. He's backed up. He's backing up. He's backing up. Do you see what I mean? So you just need to, it takes a bit of practice, but I use the same strat online and for the most part it works. There are quite a few cues you can take where you can take him not being in your face. You can take the visual, the audible cue of the gunshots going off. Once you get used to that, it's much easier to block. Online, it's going to be a bit of a menace. Your opponent won't just be able to freaking do this to your all freaking game, right? Because that's freaking annoying, I'm not going to lie. And I'm just going to quickly say this now. If you're on PS4, may the Elder Gods be with you, because I've used this move on PS4 and it's fucking bullshit. Because, yeah, the input delays it's a some bitch. So, this is mainly for PC, I guess. If you're on PS4, maybe you can try the same thing. I hope it will help you, but I have no idea. I don't really know what to tell you on that one. So, let's go over 2-1-2-1-2 now. Right, so this is where the string, or where this special comes into its own, in my opinion, because there are so many ways to trip your opponent up. So, what most people will do is this, right? Because you'd have to use the slide, which is something a lot of people have done from day one, and for the most part, it's safe. For the most part, I mean, some characters can deal with this very well, like Sub-Zero. So you'd have to slide, you can just use this. I mean, from that range, Aaron Black isn't going to do anything. Other things you can do with it... Oh, shit, sorry. No! In my opinion, when Aaron Black players start doing things like that, that's when it gets a bit trippy. Because that just freaking comes out of nowhere. So that's a good way to pull a fast one on your opponent. Right, so let's set it to random hidden playback and do what we did before. Actually, before we do that, playback one, let's just go over the full string. Right? So again, if you've played this game for a decent length of time, you'll be used to 2-1-2-1-2. So dun 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 dun, and he's in my face the entire time. Okay? So the reason I'm pointing that out is because when he goes for low Peacemaker, there's going to be a huge, well, a noticeable gap in the attack from when he special cancels it, like so. One thing I didn't do, because I ran out of recording slots, let me do this. That's also a tricky one, because not everyone does it. Most people wait for the overheads in the string and fill in the gaps with the lows to try and create real mixes. But what you can do is just mix people before the overheads even come out, just to freaking confuse the hell out of them. So, block that. He's backing up. Nope. 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 You see what I mean? So yeah, for the most part, that is how I go about avoiding low Peacemaker. So, it's a really good move. Oop, I'm set him to block. But as long as you understand the timing for 2-1, 2-1, 2 and back 2-2-2, and if you get used to just seeing it, you'll become better at guarding the move. What you have to do, in my opinion, to block it consistently, especially if you're playing online, for instance, is take visual cues from the move. So, I'm in his face, you could do the same thing, back 2-2-2 rifle, again. But if I'm backing up, because it's very similar to the backdash, the distance in which he travels back. You see what I mean? So, if you use that, if you use these visual cues which come from the move, and again, like I mentioned earlier, you can use audible ones if you want, because sometimes I use audible cues. So this is basically how you deal with low Peacemaker if your opponent is using this move specifically to basically make you guess for the entire game. So that's how you deal with that. I hope it helps. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good one. Take care. And I'll see you all later.